Everything is not what it seems when you can get what you want from the simplest of means. Careful not to mess with the balance of things because everything is not what it seems. Oh, I should have got my wand. I have a Harry Potter wand. Hello, my name is Liz Ashley and welcome to my channel. Today, we are going to be talking about Wizards of Waverly Place, the new one. So on Disney, they came out with a new Wizards of Waverly Place. Like when I was younger, I loved Wizards of Waverly Place. So I was never really a Hannah Montana girly. I'm sorry, I wasn't. I was not. But I loved Selena Gomez and I loved Wizards of Waverly Place. We are going to be talking about the drama that's going on with this show, okay? So there's some drama that came up that I really was not expecting, and it's actually something I didn't know, which is funny, but we're going to be talking about that. I did watch the whole thing, so I'm going to talk about my thoughts on that. All right, so Wizards of Waverly Place. Justin, who is David Henrie, he is Alex, who is Selena Gomez's older brother in the show, and they've stayed friends for like a really long time. Jake T. Austin, so he played the youngest brother, but he's not in this, and there has been some speculation that there's been some bad blood between him and David Henrie, even though Selena Gomez seems to be the person that's like kind of keeping them all together. Selena Gomez and David Henrie have been friends this whole time since like Wizards of Waverly Place. And so this has been in the talks for a while. I know, like I've been hearing about it for a while and I kind of feel like it was just like, oh crap, like that came out. Wow, I didn't realize. Like, oh wow, I thought they would have made a bigger deal about it than they did. But there is drama, so I guess that's making it into the headlines. A lot of like old cast members are, you know, they want to stay true, I guess, to Wizards of Waverly Place. A lot of old cast members are coming back and are being a part of it and stuff like that. And except for Jake T. Austin, he becomes a billionaire in the show. And that's why with like a sandwich company, because his dad used to own a sandwich shop. And now he's just like, yeah, he's just like not there anymore. I don't know. Anyway, so that's how they explain away that. But Selena Gomez does come back as Alex. She's only in the first episode in this one. I'm assuming she's gonna come back at some point during the second season. They seem to have left it on a pretty big cliffhanger, and so I'm assuming there's gonna be a second season. On, you know, maybe Disney's unlike Netflix where they just cancel everything after one season. I'm very upset about chaos. I am very upset about chaos. But someone else that did come back was the dad. So the dad came back, and that was actually a bit of controversy for a second because the dad and then the girl who played Harper, who was Alex's best friend, have a podcast now about Wizards of Waverly Place. And they basically, like, I guess at one point he said he didn't know that they were making another one. And so everyone was like, are you guys not going to have him back? Like, that's kind of crazy. But they did. He was in one of the episodes. And I'm assuming they're probably going to bring Harper back at some point. I don't know. Like, she was not in it at all. So oh my God, in a freaking like press tour, like interview thing, basically the cast was given a list of people to bring back from the previous cast, a list of people from the previous cast that they would bring back into this new series. And I think one was Bridget Mendler, who was Justin's girlfriend at one point, and she was a vampire. I loved her. I loved that plot line. But of course, she's now like a scientist doing space stuff, which I have more faith in her than Elon. So hey, I hope she knocks him out of that industry. F Elon Musk. One of those people who was on the list was this guy named Dan Benson. He was Justin's like best friend, and I remember him. And he was like Justin's best friend, you know, and they were like nerdy and stuff like that. After Wizards of Waverly Place, he went and did OnlyFans, and he started doing OnlyFans. Apparently everyone knew about this. I did not know about this. Not that I care. I don't understand the stigma for sex work or for like OnlyFans. Honestly, like, I don't know. I just don't get it. Like, I understand, like, if there are people that are in it that don't want to be, then yeah, like, that's a problem. But, like, sex work is work. And, like, to continue to shame it or act like it isn't, it harms the people within it, you know? And that's why I'm so happy that there are, like, strippers unions now and stuff like that. And I I think like we need to stop acting like this is such a shame, because people do it, and it is an industry that people are a part of and that people work for. And to shame it makes it harder for them to, maybe form a union or have certain protections when it comes to their job. And so I'm all for sex work. I'm all for them having safe environments. I am all for them having unions. I really think that we should stop shaming people for being in that line of work, because the more we do it, the more we ostracize them from society, the more they don't have protections, the more they can't have a union or, proper regulations or stuff like that. And so, I'm pro sex work all the way. And I think that they should have the proper protections to be able to keep doing their jobs as safely and, as safely as possible. All this to say, in this interview, or in this press tour junket thing, whatever, David Henrie kind of makes a comment. He looks at the picture and he's like, "Oh, I can't believe you put one person on here." Because when he said his name, he was like, Dan Benson. And it was like, that's the one.
Choose a reoccurring character who should guest star on Wizards Beyond Waverly Place.
Silence.
I can't believe you guys put one of these people on here.
I know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Millennials understand that. Okay, so Juliet Van Heusen, Mason Grayback, Zeke Beakerman, Stevie Nichols, Gigi.
And I was kind of being rude about it. And I get it. It's Disney Channel. It's a kid's show. I understand. And, Dan Benson did say something back, and I'm going to read that. But he was kind of I get it. I understand. And I understand why they wouldn't bring me back, but why did you have to say it like that? Why did you have to call me out like that? Why did you have to make it seem like that? And then, he's around these other kids, which these other kids laugh, which I don't think they know. I think maybe one of them might have known. He's like, yeah, millennials know. And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't know that. And so I don't know. I just think it was unnecessary. It was a little unnecessary, if you ask me. And I just don't. I don't think we should be shaming people for that line of work. He played Zeke, which was his best friend, but David Henrie ended up blocking him because I think it was on Twitter, X. I hate calling it X. So this is what he said. Okay, this is what he said about David Henrie. He said, David Henrie can suck my... I'll pay him more than they paid me for Wizards. I promise you that. Okay. So after that, David Henrie blocked him. And then he said, so after he blocked him, he said, we pretended to be best friends for years. How could you do this to me? Which was, I think, sarcastic. But it's just crazy because how he responded was kind of wild. And again, whatever. He can block him. He's just blocking him because he's said you can... I'm sorry. It is kind of funny. But
people are wondering why I got so upset at David Henrie the other day. I figured I'd just make this video, explain my side, and move on with my life. Let me start off by saying I absolutely know that I should have nothing to do with the Wizards of Waverly Place show. Obviously, I'm an adult entertainer now, but I think what really upset me was the context at which I became an adult entertainer. Right? It was sexually exploited as a young man who, through Disney fame, had a lot of interest from catfishers and people whose industry and work is to bait celebrities into sending them nudes so that they can sell them online. So I was taken advantage of. My nudes leaked all over the internet, and as I was trying to move on with my life and just be a normal person, I had to go through the traumatic experience of having my nudes everywhere online and my boss finding out about them and almost getting fired.
But I guess Dan has talked about this before. And he says, I think it's super exciting that fans get to relive their childhood again and their old characters they used to love watching are coming back. And he said he loved the premise of the reboot. The other side of me is very sad because I know for a fact that I will definitely not be a part of it. And that's all on me. And so it's he's not mad at David Henrie for not being in it. He's very he understands, he understands why they wouldn't bring him back. He's just mad that he kind of shaded him. It was was being I just feel how David Henrie reacted was unnecessary. I just feel it was unnecessary. You could have just called, you could have been okay, I want Bridget Mendler to come back, or Haley Kiyoko. I don't know if Haley Kiyoko was on the key card, but I want Haley Kiyoko to come back. She was at the premiere, and so I'm thinking maybe she'll be back. Maybe she'll be in it again. She should. Wouldn't that be a plot twist? If Alex, Wouldn't that be a plot twist? Wouldn't that be a plot twist? Wouldn't that be kind of cool? Okay, anyway, that would be really cool. So yeah, anyway, that'd be a fun plot twist. Haley Kiyoko came back as like Alex's like girlfriend or wife or something. I would die. Oh my God. Anyway, that's just me hoping for something that's probably not going to happen on Disney Channel. But I hope Haley Kiyoko comes back because I love her, but she was at the premiere and a lot of other people were at the premiere too. But I guess even though the dad from Wizards of Waverly Place, his name is David DeLuise, he was not at the premiere and neither was Jennifer Stone, and Dan kind of called it out, which I think is funny.
I played the character Zeke Beakerman on the original Wizards of Waverly Place, so I was super excited to see that we just had the Wizards Beyond Waverly Place premiere that just happened. Super exciting stuff. I got to see some of my old friends there. That's really exciting. Some Disney stars from the past, some new Disney stars that are coming up. So really excited to see more. But where were David DeLuise and Jennifer Stone? Like, what?
I think it's funny, and I'm just like, I do hate when they like do reboots and then don't have some really important people on there, and I don't know why, and it's like, is it because they have a podcast now? Like, I'm not really understanding, because like, I mean, they do spill some tea, and if I were like Selena Gomez or David Henrie, and you have these people just like talking about all these stories, like you're like, okay, I mean, all right, you're telling my whole life story, but I don't know. And Jake T. Austin, I don't know. That's a whole other thing. Apparently, Selena Gomez in a recent interview said that like she texts him and that he never texts back. So I don't know. But I think he tried to get away from like Hollywood because he said he was going in with the wrong crowd. And so like, I don't blame him if he's just kind of done, and if that's like a part of his life he's done with. But yeah, it's kind of funny that like Wizards of Waverly Place has had so much drama around it. It's kind of funny. It's honestly funny as hell to me. But I mean, it's a good show. It's good. It's not bad. It's definitely like cheesy, and I feel like if I went to go watch like the original Wizards of Waverly Place again, it would be cheesy, but it's very cheesy, but it's good. I enjoyed it. I really liked it. I hope that they bring more people back for the second season, and I think it's really good. So I think it's a good show. I think this drama's wild. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think about what David Henrie said? What do you think about Dan Benson? That's his name. Yes, Dan Benson, who used to play Zeke. What do you think about my Haley Kiyoko theory? All right. Well, that was it. That's the drama today. If you want to help me grow my channel, which would be great, please like and subscribe and all the things. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.